know when you see Sandra Bullock, right? She's always rocking those nice, cool tone, natural, classy looks. Now, if you want to learn how to achieve that nice, cool, natural look, then keep watching. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And how are you? Thank you so much for pushing the little play button. I really appreciate it. And if you're new to my channel, welcome and thank you for joining the beauty and music family. Now, in case you don't know, my name is Enid. I'm known in all of my social medias at Enidbluesinger. Reason being, Enid is my first name. Blue, it is my favorite color. But I am a blues and jazz singer, hence Enidbluesinger. My music will be coming out soon. I will give you dates and I will shout in all my social medias, links to iTunes, Spotify, etc. to my music. The ones that will be released, it will be 4 songs, and I'm still working on my 5th and until the end of the year. And I will be having live performances as well. So, and even I do all my makeup and my photo shoots. I would be doing makeup tutorials on those as well coming up. But on my channel, besides the fact that you will be hearing and singing my music, this channel also contains makeup reviews, makeup tutorials, recreations, just like today, unboxings, and of course, music covers and my original music soon. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And remember to follow me on all of my social medias at Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat, and Facebook, all with the exact same handle at Enidbluesinger, as well as my IMDb page, Enid Lopez. Now, if you're ready to create this nice, classy, cool tone makeup look from no other, the beautiful, talented Sandra Bullock, then keep watching in 1, 2, 3. Well, welcome back. Now, I do apologize ahead of time about my lighting because outside it's gloomy. Even though it's morning, believe me, it's morning. It's a little gloomy, so my apologies. But welcome back. Now, today, as I mentioned in the intro, we're going to be doing a cool, natural, from no other, the famous, beautiful, elegant, classy Sandra Bullock. That's right. She's one of the most classiest celebrities ever. I mean, classy. You have not seen her do anything wrong. Nothing. She is goals. So I came upon this picture of Sandra Bullock, and as you can tell, it's nice, natural, and I did some research on her as well. I'll link the article down in the description below. That's basically about the makeup that she uses, and it's very expensive. So yes, all the product I use is nowhere near her price range. With who she is, she deserves the best. So yeah, I get it. So I will be putting my mirror here. I'm gonna try it, as you see, to where this is not in the way. So I do apologize if you do see it. It just, I can't need a mirror to see what I'm doing, but I'm still gonna interact with you, promise. So let's get straight into the tutorial. So for today, first things first, I'm gonna prime the eyes. Today I will be using the TooFaced Shadow Insurance. That seems to be a theme in the last 3 videos, so I do apologize. If you love something, you gotta use what you have. Use a sponge to blend everything in. Because I'm high maintenance, the next step you can skip. I promise you can skip. I'm just high maintenance, and yeah, if you have seen my channel, I'm high maintenance on everything. So I will be using my concealer, like the last bit of it, because I'm like literally scraping. The Urban Decay Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer, which we both know back then this was the definition of coverage. Not anymore. And I went ahead and put the concealer on top, and if you don't have an eye primer base, concealer is your best friend. I just use it because it conceals a lot of veins and stuff. I just don't like looking at them. I know. Trouble! Today we're going to be doing 2 palettes today, but it won't be as crazy as I usually do, I promise. It's actually very simple. I'm going to be using the French Meringue and Peach Butter. I think I probably butchered the last part of this, so if you can tell me how to pronounce it correctly, please let me know in the description below, because I know I'm not saying that correctly. And I'm using like a Tarte fluffy brush, the same thing as a Sigma E40. And I'm going to put this all over the lid. It's just to set that concealer, or if you did use a eye primer, it's the same concept. Okay, that is done. Boom, boom, boom. We're good. Now, we're still going to be using this, even though we're doing a neutral look. We're going to be using the Nightingale from Pretty Vulgar eyeshadow palette. I got this in a box charm. Well, I can say this now, next year. So I had a dislike of it, then I figured out how to use it. Since we are doing a cool tone, the problem with this is just I cannot use it by itself because all the colors muddy up. So you gotta figure out how to manipulate with this palette. That's a good palette, it's just very muddy. So to combat that, I want to go back into the TooFaced Peachy Mattes, because with that you need a very nice caramel or light brown color. Please use a color that's at least one shade lighter than your skin tone. It works. So I'm actually going to be mixing peach tea and peaches and cream, and I'm going to put it all over the crease as so. I will mention, for this look, I will suggest to use those two colors and put it on the lid as well, because it's going to help, especially with that palette. I forgot to mention that, my apologies. Now we have a nice soft brown going on all over the crease and the lid, and it looks fantastic. And that's all we're going to use this palette for, and that's it. And then we're going to go straight to the next palette. We'll go straight into the Nightingale, and since you have the advantage of seeing her right here, you can kind of follow along what we're doing. I have her on my phone, very blown up, that way I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so for what I can tell, because I couldn't find this look or any of her looks with her eyes closed, so you gotta give me a little bit of a curve there. It's a little bit of a curve from what I'm seeing. So she looks like she has a nice, like a grayish, blackish look going on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this palette, I'm gonna use Hide and Seek, the Sigma E40. And with this palette, you cannot use it like other palettes or application methods, because I'm very heavy-handed, like really heavy-handed. This palette, you cannot be heavy-handed. It will destroy your look. I'm gonna tell you that right now. As dramatic as that sounds, it will destroy your look, your day, your passion, be light. That's what I had to learn. You have to be very light with this palette. So you're gonna put your brush right on the crease. You're gonna put it all over the crease lightly. I don't know how much emphasis I gotta say on that word, lightly, as so. Okay, as you can tell, it got a little bit darker, but not too badly, because with this, you have to take your time with this palette. I have not used any other Pretty Vulgar palettes. This is the only one I have, but I've had to learn you have to be patient. You have to be very light-handed and very soft. Think of it like a baby, if that helps. Yeah, if you're not that type of person to be soft and take your time, because this isn't for you, just so you know. If I don't have a lot going on today, palettes like this is good, but if you have a lot of things going on, well, this ain't for you, because this is, I think, my third time using it. So I said this is not my favorite palette, but I do take it out when I'm doing a cool tone look, just so you know. Then we're still going to be on the crease, because that's a little darkness wanting to appear. So we're going to use a different brush now. Then we're going to use Darkside. We're going to be using a Sigma E25. Very carefully. This palette has a lot of fallout, just FYI. And what we're going to do, we're going to use the brush, go straight into the eye, and we're just going to put it literally in the crease. Don't cover what you did with the previous color. We still want that there. We're just going to put it like right on the crease, as so. Oh, and remember, lightly. Go back with the previous brush. Do not add any additional product. Do not. And just go over the crease. I love blending, don't you? Because call me crazy, but when you blend, it's like a little massage for your skin. It's like, oh, go ahead. I know, I have crazy thoughts, I know. But that's why I like blending so much. We're going to be using the MAC 242. Man, I've used it so much, the wording is like gone. We're going to be using After Midnight. And we're going to put this all over the lid only, lightly and gently. And patting motions, by the way. As you can tell, it's very, very light, a little bit on the gray side, but that's exactly what we want. And it looks like she has some darkness right here, which I'm thinking is liner. She doesn't have it like all the way. She kind of stops all the way here. It's kind of what I usually would do anyway. So let's go ahead and do that. So for that, I will be using the Bobbi Brown and Espresso Ink 7. I'll be using the Sigma E65 for this. So the way I'm going to do it, I'm going to put the product on my brush, take off the excess, and since she only has it like right here, as much as this, I know it's cringy and you shouldn't do, I do tug on my skin a little bit. It's just the only way to create that nice soft line. Now if you are very, very young, like early 20s, 18, you don't need to do this because you have like perfect skin. But when you're a little older, you need to emphasize a little bit. So, as so. Now the thing that I see on her picture, maybe because it's a side view, I do see that right here on the outside she has a little bit more of a darker liner. So I'm going to add just a little bit more product just on the outside up here. She has no false lashes, or from here at least it doesn't look like she has false lashes, so we're going to use our regular lashes. We're going to curl our lashes. And today I will be using the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. And now that we have that on, we're going to go straight into the brows. Now with hers, her brow, it's about my color, a nice natural brown color. It's not like carved, it's natural, it's not fluffy, it's just like, hey, here's my natural brown and let's move on. So I will be using the TooFaced Chocolate Brownie. And what shade? Let me see, if you've been on my channel for a while, let's see if you know the color. 1, 2, 3, Auburn! I know, I will expand my brow range, I promise, I will. So we're going to comb the brows and fill them in. Okay, and now brows are done. Then, in the article, because here I couldn't tell, she wears highlight. They do put highlight on her, but not the type of highlight you would think of. It's very natural. The product that she uses, I'll put the picture right over here, is from Hourglass. Now Hourglass is a fantastic brand. I do have some products from them. I do plan to do a Hourglass one brand tutorial. Let me know your thoughts on that, comment below. But I do not have this palette. I plan to get it somewhere this year, but I do not have that palette. What I do have is the Anastasia Glow Kit Cream. So use any light highlight that you have. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be using the Luxie 141 brush, and I'm actually going to use Crushed Pearl. Love these Anastasia highlights. I mean, such a big pan. Look, to go through it. And you're going to put this right on the brow bone lightly. You don't want anything too shiny, just nice and a natural glaze. And then go back to one of your E40s, the one that you use, and just blend both colors together. Don't add any additional product, just blend. See? A nice massage. I'm going to step away for a moment. I'm going to be adding primer, foundation, and concealer. And then I'll be back. I'll show you the powders that I use. We'll go straight into how they actually do the bronzer on her, the blush, and lips. So I'll be right back. I will have that part of my face done, and then we'll continue on with the rest of the face. And I'm back. So as we can tell, I'm cleaned up. So I do have foundation, concealer, powders, all that has been done. I'll put in the description below the products that I did use. She does have, from what I read, they do put bronzer on her. It's just very subtle, and I mean subtle. And she has more blush than anything else. But there is a trick that I read in the article. Like I said, I'll put it down in the description below. Like I said, the Hourglass, which I don't have, but they do put highlight all over her face. So, like I said, this is one of the most naturalist that I do have. So I'll be using my Tarte blush, and I'm gonna go into dab in all 4 of these colors. Why not? Which is Hard Candy, Mimosa, Starburst, and Crushed Pearl. And honestly, gently put it all over your face. Nice, natural, radiant glow. Now, actually, let's go ahead and finish up our eyes, actually. So we're gonna go back into the Peachy one. And remember what we used? Peach tea and peaches and cream. And we're basically gonna do what we did on the crease on the bottom. Done with this palette for the rest of the day. We're gonna go back into the Nightingale palette. I'm telling you. We're gonna go into Hide and Seek. The the first shade that we used in this palette, and the same as the top, gently underneath. And then since she has that dark going on her lid, the same as the bottom, so we're gonna go with the same brush, why not? Go back into After Midnight and gently put it all underneath. And now with the eyeshadows, we are done. We're just gonna put mascara underneath because I do see a little bit of black on her lashes, so we're gonna put this on her bottom lashes. It's the same, and I'm gonna be using the same mascara, the Essence. Now from the picture, I honestly cannot tell if she has anything in her waterline or not. I can't kitten you, and if you can, let me know in the comments below because I can't tell. So next, we're gonna be using a nice light natural bronzer. So I'm going to be using the Too Faced Bronze Peach and Toasted Peach. So I'm actually going to be using the It Cosmetic Bronzer Brush, Airbrush Essential Bronzer. That's what it's called. So light. It Cosmetics, if you're watching, we need this to be a lot darker. That way it's actually, you know, seeable. Just FYI, I love the color of it and the texture. I just hate the packaging because look. Yeah, it's broken. So we're going to put our brush in here. You really have to dig it in, by the way. You're gonna start on the top of the ear all the way here. For the forehead, a light glaze, by the way. Okay, as you can tell, it's very, very light. It's very natural, just as she is. Then the majority that I see on her face is that blush. So today we're going to be using the Laura Geller New York and Bake Blush and Brighten in Tropic Hues. So I'm going to be using my Tarte blush brush. Remember, this product is very pigmented. Alright, and then just put it actually right on top of where we put the bronzer, because that's basically how they do her makeup look. From what I read in the article, they put it on top. And now we're going to go straight into the lips. We're not going to put highlight because remember, before we started adding the little bit of bronzer and blush, we did put the highlight, and that's the only highlight you're going to use. So we're going to go straight into the lips. And then we're going to line our lips first. I'm going to be using the Urban Decay and Naked. This is the 24 Glide On Lip Pencil, which I think you need to change that name because it's not really glide on. At least for me, it doesn't. And you're gonna line your lips. That's the first thing that you'll do. Do not fill it in. Since your lips look like it's a very flush pink, I'm actually gonna be using a blush to accomplish that because I don't think I've really seen much of a color on that, what I have. So I'm gonna be using the Too Faced Love Blush for Justify My Love. Take your finger and put it and pat it all over your lips. And then we're going to use MAC Fix Plus to not only set everything, just to make sure all the powders and everything that we use is nice and works together and melts into the skin. And that, my dears, is the Sandra Bullock makeup look. What do you think? Now, if you have made it until the end of my video, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm so thankful whenever my subscribers until the very end, so thank you so much. You are brave, you are awesome. Yes, yes you are. But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. What are your thoughts about my tutorial? Do you think I missed something? How close do you think I was? Have you ever tried creating a Sandra Bullock makeup look? If so, comment below what products did you use. Do you have a video about it? Do link it below. I'd be more than happy to check it out. But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And remember, be safe, be kind, be careful. I miss you. I love you. And until next time, thank you so much.